Hello and welcome to the seventh part of this series, Success Principles. For those who are just jumping in the middle of that series, my name is Alex Steinberg. I'm an industry expert in the life science and healthcare industry. Over 23,000 leaders and experts across the industry worldwide following me on LinkedIn, listening to my thoughts. And I come out of a family of doctors and scientists who have sacrificed their lives to serve people, improve their lives. And for this reason, I have put together this video series in hope that it could be of help to you. This series is in the English language. However, the content is also translated in the Chinese language in the slides that I'm presenting. So if you are not an English native speaker and you prefer the Chinese language, this video is also for you. I just briefly say the same thing in Chinese. 大家好，很高兴你们参加这个视频。今天我再给你们介绍怎么可以成功，在你们的私人的生活，也是在你们做生意的情况，在你们业务方面。所以我讲英文，不过你在这个 PPT 我给你们介绍，都是写的用中文，所以你可以听一部听，也可以看那个 PPT 的内容用中文，好不好？So, switching back to English, today I want to talk about two principles: put mistakes into right perspective, and the other, never stop learning, always keep improving. I start out with the mistake area. You know, the biggest mistake is to fear making mistakes, trying to avoid things, to avoid mistakes. The biggest problem, the biggest mistake you can do is not doing things. Of course, the more you do, the more mistakes you do, but also the more mistakes you make, the faster you can improve from it. And actually, I explained that in another video, in the agile methodology, when you deal with customers, and especially in the internet healthcare, very dynamic. So you want to respond very fast to the feedback that you get. And you try new things, you propose it, and what works, you continue to develop. And what fails, it shows you simply, okay, it's not the right direction, so need to refocus efforts. So there's nothing wrong about making mistakes. That is part of life, and it is very normal. There is no leader, not the smartest person in the world, who hasn't made mistakes. In fact, they even have made more mistakes than the average people. Why? Because, as I explained, they are doing much more. So, fail fast, fail often, and do course correct, meaning learn from it, move on, make it better. A great hero of mine when I was a child, Tom Edison. Tom Edison is a great inventor. He was the inventor of the light bulb. He had over 1,000 experiments and they did not succeed, and afterwards he created the light bulb. Now, would it be smart to say that these experiments failed? No, it was part of the progress or the process and necessary steps in order to get to the light bulb, meaning you have to learn what doesn't work in order to fine-tune and find what ultimately works. Another area where I am very passionate about is this constant learning. If you stop learning, you start falling behind because the knowledge in the world is just exploding. So the knowledge that you acquire today will be just worth half of it in maybe a year or 2 years in certain areas. So that doesn't mean that you still should stop learning. No, it tells you that you have to keep up and you have to learn just to keep up with the average. But if you want to go ahead, you have to do even more. And I am oftentimes saddened how people waste their time. So, how people just browse on certain channels, browse on certain low value content, and spend days and hours every month, and the time that they actually could use productively to move ahead in their career. Personally, I want to encourage you, when you are in transit, when you are taking the subway, when you are taking waiting for your Didi or waiting for your taxi, throughout the day we are constantly in certain situations where we have to wait at least for a few minutes. Pull out prepared information and study, learn, expand your brain. And actually, some people commute 1.5 hours each way each day. So that means 2 to 3 hours commuting time, which could be used for studying and learning. Now, you say, Alex, it's hard on a mobile phone. Yeah. Well, I still take out my laptop, I still take out my iPad, and I study from there. I also listen to a lot of podcasts. If you are interested, you could listen to my podcast if you find that information is inspiring. So use the time wisely. One of the most precious commodity in life is time. You cannot save it, you cannot restore it, you cannot get it back once it is wasted. So here I want to encourage you, put idle time, waiting time, and other time, like when you do certain house chores, when you go shopping, when you do things where it doesn't require brain power. Yeah, listen to podcasts and look at information at the same time, and it will give you a competitive advantage because most people don't do it.